Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be discussing the production history, going over the recording process, and generally exploring and demonstrating how Nile and I made a song. The song is called Dangerously Free. It's the first track from her new album. And an album is something that we wrote, recorded, produced together. And it's something that we're pretty proud of, and we hope that you guys check it out. And with that being said, I recommend that you check out the pinned comment down below. I have a link so you can listen to this and you can better understand and appreciate the evolution and the genesis of the track. So let's hop to it. This is the demo, right? And this is all of the tracks that we make. It starts with a general germ of an idea. Well, not all of them. Other ones are songs that she's written on a guitar and thing, and I make it kind of go together. But this one started out with a basic germ of an idea, and it was a muted guitar. Just riffing. It was a muted guitar, and it was recorded DI through my interface. And it sounds like so. I'll give you an example. So that's that, and I'll just take out the effects here. Right, it's just that essentially, and that's what we started out with. I was like, that's pretty dope, and I took that and I compressed it a little bit. How much did I compress it? Yeah, a lot of bit, but whatever. I ran it into Guitar Rig 5, and I believe, yeah, it was the clean chorus preset, and it had some cool stuff on it that made it sound really, kind of sounded like the amp that she has, which is like a tube Fender thingamajig. Sounded just like it, and it took to the guitar well, and it gave it a nice little wide chorus. Yeah, that's how it was named, and added some ping pong delay to give it a bit of movement. Right, some EQ. I think that changed a little while after, and then a compressor just to kind of level it all out. And this was, yeah, just this was the basic idea of it. And from there, what we did, and I come from a like electronic production background. I basically made a bass line, and this is the bass here. What I did is I took this and I essentially pitched it down. And it's really cool if you open this and you double click here. This was recorded November 21st, 2015. So it was recorded a while ago, and this is what ended up on the record. So this is the bass in question. Right, that's the bass. And yeah, what it is just this pitch down an octave. I'll demonstrate that. Right. Right, same preset, I believe, but now it's pitched down. Right, and we cleaned up the subsequent. This is just a demo, by the way. And then I added a serum, like a low-end sub bass. Sidechained it, and yeah, just the basic LFO tool just to give it some movement, ping pong delay, and it's the serum. It's just a basic saw wave with a pulsed sub oscillator and a whole bunch of drive and the low pass. So it was something that would add a lot of low end weight to it. and then with the muted guitar. And that was the basic idea. Then we just added some drums in there. And it all came together quite well. And from this, I essentially, made it, just repeated it, and she improvised some lyrics over top of it, and those are the lyrics that we used. And we produced a quick little demo here, and this is what we're just like, we just wanted to like get it all out there, and we had a lot of fun, and we had some banjo stuff and all that. And I'm going to get into that. I might get into that in the everything's basically here. But this is what the demo sounded like. It was pretty rough. Right, so pretty different. I'm gonna open up the one of the final projects, and let's save. Problem with this is I made a lot of these in the 32-bit version of Ableton because I was very concerned with compatibility. And now I'm using the 64, so a lot of plugins don't exist for 32. But I have all the stems and things like that, and I can always, if I really needed to, I could go back and do things. But yeah, you could see I'm missing Pro L and Reactor 4, which isn't that huge of a deal. What I can do is I can get Pro L2 in there, and it all works out well. So this is the final-ish version, and yeah, this is what it looks like. So right off the top is okay. This is one of those things. We got so sick of hearing the Ableton metronome that we kind of used our own, and this is one that we both really like. It's more of a rim shot. Right, it's not in the final track, but it's good to have, especially when we send it off to session musicians, because they really would dislike the Ableton click. So what we did is we had a lot of fun. We added the banjo, and this banjo is affected by some filters for sweeps, which I'll get into, but it's just a basic compressor at the beginning here. And banjos take well to compression, and banjos are very tinny. They have a lot of weird body to them, and a compressor really kind of makes it fit. Don't know why, but yeah. Right, and now everything has a little bit more definition. Right, that's just with glue compressor with an attack of 10 in the release, set to 6 threshold down there, and yeah, gave it a little bit of a high pass and a bump at the 1K mark, and we dropped the ping pong delay in there, which isn't doing anything, but it kind of offers a great transition at the end here. Right, as an example. And then we have auto pan, which gives it like a ethereal kind of movement, which we really liked. And it's for the breakdown here. Right, and I'm gonna get into the rest of those. I didn't mix this. The mixed versions were done by Anthony Dolhai of Dirty Radio, so I didn't mix this. A lot of people helped produce this this record here, so I didn't actually mix this. And yeah, the vocals, I can't show the vocals because I actually didn't mix them. So, but yeah, I took it, I guess, I don't know, a percentage there, and then Anthony took it the rest of the way. And then our mastering engineer really tightened everything up. Yeah, a lot of hands came together and put this together. So over here, this is, I'm gonna unfreeze this. This is that muted guitar. That's pretty dope. Right. I added some X noise. Where you can hear it gets picked up from a guitar rig. X noise is invaluable. Right. Gets rid of that noise. You can hear it. Right. It gets rid of that noise. I'm using some hefty compression, but that's how we roll. Guitar rig, the same chorus effect as before, and ping pong delay just to give it a bit of movement, and then some EQ8 to kind of even it out, and then some compression to even it out a little bit more. And I think I took a lot of these effects off because I wanted the mixing engineer to really be able to get in there. And this is one that was very early on. And what this is I was just like, just play some stuff through the DI. This is all DI'd. And this is what happens at the end of the track. And this is a solo performed by Nile. Right, some really cool like harmonics and things like that, and I chopped it up and stretched and all these things down the line. I really put on my my Ableton producer helmet and really dove in. And I ran it through Guitar Rig, and it is never. I'm not sure if this is the default. It can't be the default because the tremolo is something that we really wanted to put together. So started off with a screamer kind of guitar pedal emulation. Just open this in. Open that. There you go. Right, just to kind of add a little bit of buttocks to the before we go into the cabinet, which is based off of, I guess, is the Marshall. Right, it's on the cusp of just falling apart, and I love this. And yeah, the not the dynamic microphone. It's in stereo, and it's a little bit of dry, a little bit of air in the dry, which kind of mixes in. I think it mixes in. It's like the distance of the mic, I guess. Right, and from there we got a tremolo. So Tina really enjoys her tremolos, and I wanted to put that in here, and I wanted it to just in the final stems. I believe it's called ripsaw because that's kind of what it sounds like. Right, really cool, and then a delay into there. Right, and then added some EQ8 just to kind of clean up those harmonics a little bit. Right, and then added a ping pong delay, which I have automated for transitions. I've got a compressor in there. Another delay, just to give it another more bits of movement. Valhalla reverb. Another compressor. Another EQ to kind of shape things and get that top end there, and then an EQ8 to smooth things out again. I use EQs in series, and this is what it sounds like. Right? So from there, we realized that the electronic drums just, they didn't work, and you know, we didn't like them. It didn't lend to like the attitude of the track, so we got rid of those. And what we did is, before we got rid of them, I added some, neat little percussion tops here. I like this, right? There's that with some hi-hats and the bass. Of course, the bass is here. I believe it's unchanged. And yeah, I added another EQ in the end because it was like really like wumpy. Right, and this is the driving kind of force of the track here. I was inspired a little bit by Fever Ray, the first track off of their first album, kind of the bass line there. So yeah, there's that. So we had a, I'll just move that up here. Right. So yeah, after all that, we're just like, you know what? We need some drums. So we got some acoustic drums. Malcolm Trollbraid, if I'm saying that correctly. I've heard the name many times. Yeah, we got some badassery drums going on. Which was inspired by the electronic drums that we had. Right? He recorded some. Brother Roderick recorded, and then he performed. And the dude is his own metronome. Like, he was just really tight on beat, and very impressed with that. And yeah, I didn't get too crazy with the drums because I knew that they were going to be, remixed. But I got just some bump and some gates and things like that, phase alignment and things. Nothing too crazy on the individual drum sounds, individual mics. And I wanted this to be like super aggressive, and we ran it into a reverb, a kind of a medium hall reverb, like so. And I think I brought the space down and adjusted the decay ratio to make it sound a bit dark. So this is what, if you want something to sound dark, you just kind of roll off how, like, you make a room sound darker, you roll off the decay rate of the higher frequencies and things like that. But I made it, more of a wider stereo width. I'll actually kind of go through what I did here. So the drums. These are the drums, somewhat dry. Right, and add that reverb. Right, so that snare, to me, was the main focus, and that snare is just, it cuts through, in my opinion. So there's that. Got a Pro C2 bus style compression with a very high ratio, just to kind of catch those peaks there. Give it a lot more attitude, and then some automatic makeup gain, and then added Pro Q gave it a bump there, and the little dip that I usually do. Right, and that's the basic drums, and they work out quite well in my opinion. So yeah, with the drums and the bass. Right, got some cool stuff there. So from there, these are sounds from the demo that we really liked. So the one thing that I learned making this record is like tension and release, and how to make a chorus sound more chorusy is just tiny little elements that are only added during the chorus. And I did little tricks with other tracks that I apply to my production nowadays, because it all sounded like, in the beginning, how I would make it all sounded kind of like a little too consistent. And I learned that with automation and stereo width and things like that, you can really make something sound wider during the chorus. You want the chorus to be like whoa, and then the breakdown or the verses and things like that. You want the verses to be in the center, not quite in the center, but decently close. So I had these little sounds here. Right, just as a low end little bit thingamajig, and this here as well. Very faint. Oh, this has the auto filter sweep, and all these sounds together are pretty wide, and they sound like this. Oh, and then with the guitar, I should not spoil that right now. Right. So this is the transfer point where we go into the main chorus. Right, and we were really into like weird synths and stuff like that. This is from Reactor, and I'm not sure. I don't have a Reactor 6 installed right now, but there's a neat little synth in here as an accent. It might be Monarch, I'm not sure. That's Reactor 6. And from here, we got Serum. Oh yeah, this is great. This is something that's just, this is all it ends up in. It's just after the first chorus. During the banjo here. So I wanted something to kind of ease the tension going out of that chorus. And yeah, I just had an oscillator with unison, so it was very stereo, and LFO to the filter, right? And then a simple delay to kind of make it a bit more wider. Right, kind of pushed it back in the mix. There's that little synth, and it's only there, so that's one of those interesting things. Yep, and then from here, there's like little things. Yeah, that's a really good banjo playing. I want to play that part. I don't know if we actually kept that. I think we left that out. I'm not sure though. And little reverses here just to kind of accent the drums. Right. Right. Reversed crashes, which Malcolm can't do. You can't, do that. This is a headphone mix. So what you want to do is you want to get a good headphone mix for your vocal talent. And we really like this one, which is just we used an acoustic guitar reverb here, and I had changed the decay rate slightly, and then we have a simple delay also, and then the delay has a filter in there as well, and this, made the headphone mix a little more, you know, you need a good headphone mix, and that was one that we used for this, and it sounded quite good. Um, I didn't mix the vocals, but for the sake of the reference, I just had a chain uh, Pro R, same reverb that we used in the headphone mix, and the same delay here, some RVox stereo compressor, and then I boosted the highs a little bit. And I believe there was some Sound Toys plugins used on the vocals quite a bit. And yeah, which ones were they? Sound Toys, Decapitator. Decapitator was used a lot on the vocals here, and I'll go through in other tracks the vocal chain that we use, because in this one we didn't really do a lot of creative thing. Well, we did, but we didn't get like super duper creative with the vocals. It was just EQ'd, and then you're off to the races. But yeah, so let's go on. So we got the talent of Dave Quanbury, and he's on a couple of tracks on the album. A really good guitar player. Definitely check him out. So we got some stuff from him. And it's like Christmas every time he would send something. And is this the one? Yeah, it was this one. So this was kind of an accent or something to build tension within the track. Right? It's just something to kind of be there and to keep the rhythm going and build some tension. But yeah, he sent 2 takes, and we essentially panned them, and we left them like that. Apparently, didn't use any effects on this, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this was recorded in Winnipeg, and he plays a right-handed guitar, left-handed, so he plays it upside down. It's pretty cool, right? Really, really good stuff. And then he sent in the same zip file, he had these guitars, which it gives me this image in my head. So every track has an image associated with it. And this one, the way it sounds like one of those I don't know if they exist anymore, but Terminator 2, when he goes into the biker bar, this is like this kind of bluesy. It just sounds like it's off in the distance. And he sent a couple takes, and we comped them together, the ones that we liked. And this gives you a sense of like, something's about to go down. This is what it sounds like. I'll try that again. Right, it's like this, don't mess with me kind of vibe. And yeah, we pan them and stuff like that. And what do we got? We got some automation, auto pan. Oh, right at the end here. That was a thing that I wanted to do right at the end when it leads into that ripsaw. right? Just how he did that, I really liked it, and yeah, I can open that. So how it transitions, it's almost like they morph into each other. So check this out. Right? And yeah, that was why that's there. Simple delay, just to give it a bit more movement in there. Delay is always good, especially for the vibe we were going for. A little bit of a dip there at the what are we looking at here? Yeah, 300 kilohertz mark, just to get rid of some muddiness. Right, and some reverb and all that. So I'm gonna actually show you what it sounded like dry. Those. Right? Really cool dry. Right? All together with the effects and everything. Right? Just gives it a bit of flavor and things like that. And yeah, that is dangerously free. And it took this was I think this was the one that we started first and then we finished last. Just because we wanted it to be you know as good as it could be. And yeah, there's a lot of little things in there. It spans I guess, that was 2005. When was this? Let's right click on that and go here. And actually, yeah, 2007. So it's a 2-year process to make this. And yeah, it started off, yeah, with that little riff, and it kind of grew from there. And we just had fun with it. Like we had this is gonna have everything. It's gonna have like the bluesy guitars, and the Terminator is gonna kick some ass. And then we want banjo, and we want some electronic drums, and then we want acoustic drums, and then we want you playing guitar with the muted guitar there, and then we want like this weird ripsaw solo that sounds good right at the end there, and little synth accents throughout. And we put that together most definitely. And here is, let me see here, what else do I have? Let me see if I can. Oh, actually, I don't have that. Anyway, no, maybe I do. Oh, okay. So here's the actual acapella um, from Anthony, and yeah. See, maybe I can match it up. Can I? Is it that easy?
Lately I've been dragging around. Lately I've been 3 feet off the ground.
Right. So this is the improvised take, and it was, yeah. It was the improvised take because we did so many takes where just like it just doesn't have the spirit as the first. Well, it does, but we're just like, what are we doing? If it works, why wouldn't we just use the original? And Andrew Sheps, he made a video. He stated that the first take is the one that has the magic in it. And when we do this again, I'm gonna get that first take like 100% down. Like I'm gonna record it with everything. You know what I mean? Like you want that first take extremely well. You don't want a mic to be too low or not in the right spot or something like that. You want the first take to be you want the first take to be captured. You want to capture that, and that's what we did. And Anthony, he worked on this maybe like days because like when you do vocals and stuff like that, this is like you know not really my field. Well, who's to say? But yeah, just a lot of automation, a lot of really tasteful effects.
Feeling at all lately I've been more of the road.
Right, with that reverb tail too, it all kind of came together. And this is before it was everything else isn't mixed, and this is before mastering and stuff like that. But yeah, that is Dangerously Free by Nile and some personnel. Yeah, I just want to confirm. Lead guitar, Dave Quanberry. Vocals, harmonies, banjo, guitar, bass by Nile. And then the lead affected guitar, bass, synth, and programming by Brent Sato, which is me, and the drums by Malcolm Jolbraid. Yeah, really cool first track. It's basically us, like it's just us being free, I guess, and like who cares? Let's just, be freeform with it, and that's what we did. So I've gone on enough. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.